Governor Glenn Youngkin traveled to the Midwest over the weekend campaigning for the GOP. Our Jake Burns joins us now here in the studio to explain why it has some wondering about his presidential aspirations. Jake?
Yeah, a lot of questions there. Youngkin, for his part, is doing what he can to completely tamp down that speculation. This comes as there's a potentially crowded GOP field heading into 2024, and political experts tell us that no matter what Youngkin says, it does seem like his movement is growing his national profile.
The spirit of Virginia.
Keen observers point out Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin made his first big out-of-state political speech at the Nebraska GOP convention this weekend, a state that borders Iowa and their first in the cycle presidential caucuses.
But Virginians stood up and said no.
Youngkin won the governorship in Virginia that was trending towards Democrats before his election. And although he's only been in office 6 months, speculation is rampant the rising GOP star is exploring a 2024 presidential bid, which Youngkin denies.
My job is to be a great governor in Virginia.
But are you open to considering, along with your family, the idea of a presidential run in 2024?
That's not a decision that we have even begun to undertake.
He's also not saying that he's definitely not running for president.
CBS 6 political analyst Dr. Bob Holsworth says it makes sense. Youngkin is now grooming his national profile.
He's a new face. He's an outsider. He's a new model. He can appeal to the Trump base, but still can win suburbanites over. That's what I think his consultants and Youngkin himself probably are looking at.
Youngkin's critics already pounced on what Dr. Holsworth sees as his biggest setback to a 2024 presidential bid.
He's going to be forced by the GOP's timetable to announce at a time that would really be terrible for him here in Virginia. He would have to do it maybe during a legislative session. He would have to do it before he was even in office for 2 years.
Youngkin's apparent rise towards national prominence is hardly surprising. Holsworth says in recent political history, sitting Virginia governors from Doug Wilder to Bob McDonnell flirted with national office.
Virginia's been a very competitive state in a number of national elections. And then beyond that, so much of the national media live around here. And so they're watching the Virginia governor probably even more carefully than they might some governors out in the heartland.
Even if Youngkin does not in fact run for the GOP nomination in 2024, Holsworth says he should be on the short list as a running mate for the person who eventually does win that nomination.